Have you ever opened social media for just 5 minutes, only to find yourself looking at a luxury vacation in Dubai, a brand new sports car, a perfectly designed apartment, and someone your age claiming they made $1 million before breakfast? If so, you're not alone. What seems like harmless entertainment has become one of the most powerful financial influences in modern history. Social media isn't just changing how we communicate, it's changing how we spend, save, invest, and think about money. And for millions of people, the effects are devastating. The scary part is that most people don't even realize it's happening. Every scroll, every like, every viral trend is quietly shaping financial decisions behind the scenes. While people worry about inflation, debt, and low wages, another force is silently draining bank accounts every single day. It's called comparison culture, and it may be one of the most expensive habits in the modern world. Human beings have always compared themselves to others. It's part of our nature. But social media has taken that instinct and amplified it to an unprecedented level. A few decades ago, people mostly compared themselves to neighbors, coworkers, or friends. Today, you're comparing your life to celebrities, entrepreneurs, influencers, athletes, and thousands of strangers from around the world. The problem is that you're not seeing their real lives. You're seeing carefully selected highlights. Nobody posts their financial mistakes. Nobody uploads videos of overdue bills, failed investments, arguments about money, or sleepless nights worrying about debt. Instead, they show luxury watches, exotic vacations, expensive restaurants, designer clothing, and brand new cars. Over time, this creates a distorted version of reality where wealth appears normal and average life feels inadequate. Suddenly, the car you were perfectly happy with feels old. The apartment you loved feels small. The phone that worked perfectly yesterday suddenly feels outdated. Not because anything changed, but because social media convinced you that everyone else is doing better. This constant comparison creates something psychologists call relative deprivation. It's the feeling that you're falling behind, even when you're actually doing fine. Imagine earning a good salary, paying your bills comfortably, and saving for the future. By most objective standards, you're financially stable. But then you spend an hour scrolling through videos of people showing off luxury lifestyles. Within minutes, your brain starts asking questions. Why don't I have that car? Why can't I travel like that? Why am I not making as much money? Why does everyone seem more successful than me? The result is dissatisfaction. And dissatisfaction is incredibly profitable because dissatisfied people spend money. This is where impulse buying enters the picture. Social media platforms have become some of the most sophisticated marketing machines ever created. Every day, users are exposed to thousands of subtle advertisements disguised as content. Influencers showcase products. Lifestyle creators promote experiences. Entrepreneurs display symbols of success. Brands partner with creators to make advertising feel natural. The old-fashioned commercial break is disappearing because advertising is now woven directly into entertainment. You don't feel like you're being sold something. You feel like you're discovering something. That distinction is important because it lowers your defenses. Instead of evaluating purchases rationally, you begin making emotional decisions. The psychology behind this is incredibly powerful. Social media activates dopamine, one of the brain's primary reward chemicals. Every notification, like, comment, and new piece of content creates a small dopamine release. Over time, people become conditioned to seek these rewards constantly. The problem is that spending money can trigger a similar response. Buying something new creates excitement. It feels good. It provides a temporary emotional boost. This phenomenon, often called dopamine spending, has become increasingly common in the digital age. Feeling stressed? Buy something. Feeling bored? Buy something. Feeling left out? Buy something. Social media constantly exposes users to products, lifestyles, and trends that promise happiness, making impulse purchases feel like solutions to emotional problems. Unfortunately, the feeling rarely lasts. The excitement fades, the item becomes ordinary, and the desire returns. Then, the cycle starts again. One of the biggest drivers of dopamine spending is the rise of luxury trends. Social media has transformed luxury goods from occasional status symbols into everyday aspirations. Designer handbags, luxury watches, expensive sneakers, premium gadgets, and high-end vehicles are now constantly visible. Influencers showcase these products as symbols of success, confidence, and achievement. The message is often subtle, but powerful, successful people own these things. As a result, many viewers begin associating purchases with personal value. Perhaps the most dangerous aspect of social media's influence is that it normalizes excessive spending. When you see luxury lifestyles every day, they begin to feel ordinary. A private jet stops looking extraordinary. A $5,000 handbag stops looking outrageous. A luxury vacation stops looking rare. Repeated exposure changes perception. Suddenly, spending thousands of dollars seems reasonable because everyone online appears to be doing it. Of course, that's an illusion. Most people aren't living those lifestyles. Social media algorithms simply prioritize content that attracts attention, and luxury attracts attention. Another major problem is the fear of missing out, commonly known as FOMO. Social media creates a constant stream of experiences that seem exciting, exclusive, and desirable. Friends attend concerts. Influencers visit luxury resorts. Entrepreneurs buy new cars. Travelers explore exotic destinations. Every post sends the same message: something amazing is happening somewhere else. This creates pressure to participate, even when it isn't financially responsible. People spend money on experiences, products, and trends simply because they don't want to feel left behind. FOMO transforms once into perceived needs. Instead of asking whether a purchase makes sense, people ask whether they'll regret not making it. That shift in thinking can be extremely expensive. The financial consequences often accumulate slowly. A designer item here, a trendy gadget there, a luxury dinner, a spontaneous trip, a handful of online purchases. Individually, none seem significant. Together, they can become a serious obstacle to wealth building. Many people struggle financially not because they make one catastrophic mistake, but because they make hundreds of small, emotional spending decisions over time. The money that could have been invested, saved, or used to eliminate debt gradually disappears. Years later, they wonder why financial freedom still feels out of reach. Ironically, many of the wealthiest people in the world understand something that social media rarely teaches. Real wealth is often invisible. It's not always luxury cars, designer clothing, or expensive vacations. Real wealth is ownership. It's investments, assets, businesses, and financial security. It's having choices. It's having freedom. Many financially successful people prioritize building assets rather than displaying status. They focus on long-term growth instead of short-term appearances. Social media often promotes the opposite approach because visible consumption generates engagement while quiet wealth does not. At the end of the day, social media is a tool. It can educate, inspire, and connect people. But it can also encourage comparison, impulse buying, dopamine spending, and unhealthy financial habits. Every scroll influences perception. Every trend influences behavior. Every purchase influences your future. The question is whether you're consciously making financial decisions or allowing an algorithm to make them for you. Because while social media may be free to you, the financial habits it creates can be incredibly expensive. And for many people, the most costly subscription they have isn't a streaming service. It's the endless cycle of comparison that quietly convinces them they never have enough.